All right, we're back with Jonas Santana of Blackbird Cigars. Jonas, thanks for being with us tonight. Greatly appreciate it.
It's all my pleasure, man. Come on. I know you for a long time already.
Yeah.
I met you at the Kuffner place. And since then, man, you have been a big supporter. I'm actually very happy that I can be able to do this for you, man.
I appreciate it.
And I'm gonna tell you something that I tell to people that do something similar like you. At the end of the day, you guys are very important. And for me, who I don't mind whatever the other guys think. But
Mhm.
me as a brand owner, company, factory owner, we believe that you guys have a very important role in the industry because people can get to know more about the personal stuff of the owner
Right.
because of you. And also there's a marketing side over there that we're gonna pop, hey, Blackbird. So,
Uh-huh.
at the end of the day, man, I really thank people like you that exist in this world.
Well, again, I'm very happy that you're with me tonight. And yeah, we've known each other for a number of years. And yeah, we got to meet at Kaufner. And I got first turned on to you with um with the place in Hallandale with the Crow. Now that was what LRT at that time.
Yeah, yeah. I used to, yeah, when I used to work with the other friend of mine. Yes, yes.
And that's the first exposure I had to your cigars. And then when you went on your own, you had sent me some samples
Yeah.
to try, and man, they were good. And since then, I bought more, and you've got great stuff. I mean, and it's all Dominican tobacco, correct?
No, 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 no,
No,
no,
what do
no,
you got?
no, no, no. I use different stuff. It depends on the blend. The only
Okay.
cigar that has 90%, let's say, Dominican tobacco is the Cuco. The Cuco have Dominican filler and binder, but the
Hmm.
wrapper is Brazil. But
Okay.
the Brazilian wrapper that we use is called Cubra. But the Cubra is something as simple as growing Criollo 98 in Brazil, and they call it Cubra. But just because they do it over there, it tastes different, it looks different, and it performs different.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, do you do anything in Nicaragua, or is the Dominican Republic?
No, I do use Nicaraguan tobacco, but still nothing coming specifically from Nicaragua. At the end of the day, we need to walk before we run.
Right.
Me and my brother, we've been thinking about doing something in Nicaragua, but at the end of the day, I think that the best thing we should do now is to improve anything we need to improve of our core line
Right,
and pay
which is a great
attention.
line.
Exactly. So we need to improve anything so we can be something like maybe compete in a good way with Padron, for example, that keeps the consistency, keeps the customers happy.
Right.
And also the thing is we have a new factory coming and it takes a lot of investment. So we need a production over there. And then we can escalate and do something in Nicaragua if it's necessary. I think I like the idea because you can bring something from different countries with the same company. I think it's nice, but we gotta do it step by step, man.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's take a step back. Let's go back in time.
Mhm.
Tell me about your first exposure to cigars
My first exposure, like just as a me being in the cigar industry.
as Jonas.
Well, what the thing is, uh, in Dominican Republic, I got hired for a job because somebody needed a marketing guy, and I created a brand. That's how I get to know the cigar thing. That was not the first time I see the cigar thing. My great grandmother was the first person I saw smoking a cigar. My great
Okay.
grandmother. And that's something that people like to hear when I say that she died at the age of 108 and she started
Wow.
at the age of 15. So
Uh-huh.
sometimes I joke around like, hey, you see, smoking don't really kill. It's if you do it too often, maybe, and if you balance everything, man,
Yeah,
you can enjoy your life at the end of the day.
this is
And
true.
you can die for something that is not even something that you don't even understand, but it's your organism, at the end of the day.
Exactly. Yeah.
But balance, I think, is everything. So that was the first time I was really in the industry.
Hmm.
But honestly, everything I really consider that how big you go, how deep you go, it really depends on you. Because when I got hired, I started thinking, what's gonna happen in 5 years? Me, but that's me. Nobody told me go learn, go do
Right.
it, go. Nobody told me that. It was me being friends with the master blender, which is my master blender now, I was over there asking questions to him, and he liked it. Nobody told me go ask questions to the master blender. Nobody told me
Right.
come to the factory 1 hour before your work shift so you can roll 10 cigars a day and smoke with the master blender. Nobody told me that. It was something that I wanted to make it happen. Either
Right.
if I like it or not, the cigar industry. It's just because I don't know what the world's gonna bring to me. I just don't want that caught me without having any knowledge.
Right.
Because I don't know what's gonna happen. Because um nowadays I can be able to do this, but it was a process. And we're talking about I have 10 years already in the business. Like I'm
Right.
turning 11 in February. 11,
Okay.
11 years in the industry. So yeah, after that, I started coming in here without knowing how everything operates in the cigar retail shops. And I just went there with no being not shy because sales guy, shy, that's not your job.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, I was not shy at all because I really want to learn. I really wanted to sell because if somebody pay a flight ticket to me back then, that company, I needed to bring sales at least. So
Absolutely.
that was the way it goes. Yeah, just me trying to learn a lot because I don't know what's gonna happen.
Okay.
Just
So
because of that.
you're at El Artista. When do you start thinking about your own thing? When do you start thinking about Blackbird?
Honestly, all right. So typically, I reserve the name in every interview, but you have a lot of information from me, and I will respect it. At the end of the day, that was my beginning, and I will need to respect that. So the thing is, if I tell you the truth, I really want anybody that hear it to take it in the right way, not in
Mhm.
the wrong way. So I wanted to be over there with my friend because I like to be loyal. So why I wanted to have a brand, not because I wanted to have my own brand. I just thought that the company were missing something.
Right.
We're missing something. Why? Not because they were doing something, let's say, a bad brand or something like that. The thing is, the timing of the people doing those type of branding already made it, and the time we're changing. So you need something not old school back then.
Right.
And nowadays, not old school. Whoever did it the old school way already did it.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna go out there and compete with the old guys that already did it and they are big and strong, how you really gonna compete with the customers that consume a churro fuente, for example?
Right.
It's gonna be very hard.
Sure.
So I got to understand that 2 years after I was in the industry. And I told them all of that. But at the end of the day, it's their business. And we need to respect that at the end of the day. I'm like, I was an employee and everything, but I wanted them to also be successful in the brands and whatever. It's not that they're not successful in the manufacturing. They have a big factory and everything. But as branding, I think they're still learning.
Mhm.
So I wanted to make the brand just to bring something fresh made by them, and we can easily penetrate in the market. Why? It's way easier to penetrate or more vulnerable, if I say it right, to give a cigar with a fresh look to somebody that does not have 20, 25 years smoking cigars.
Right.
That's psychology, man.
Yeah.
So, and that's actually the route that I took with Blackbird. So the first time I told them a brand, it actually was the Crow.
Hmm.
The
Okay.
whole project of Blackbird I presented to them. But
Right.
honestly, and I don't want it to be any partner in the factory or nothing like that because that's something that was created by my friend's father, and I don't want something that is not mine.
Right.
That's his. That's the son. But as he was doing a different project, like trying to make a brand and everything, I said, you know what? I want to be a partner with you, but in the brand that I create, not in the brand that you already create because you already created.
Right.
Is in this. And I want to put my money in this. And even if I put all the money, I want you to be my partner because that's the least I can do if I'm gonna be loyal. Like
Right.
why do I want to compete with you if I'm working with you? Why do I want to make a cigar with somebody else if I'm already working with you? I
Right.
believe it doesn't make any sense.
Hmm.
So for some reason, uh he was not happy about it. I can probably say nowadays, after all the years that have passed, that I think it was more like a rookie thing. I think he's way more mature now,
Okay.
and uh, and they say no. Honestly, I'm happy that they say no. Back then, I was a little disappointed.
Right.
Not mine. But it is what it is. I got to learn a lot of stuff, and then when we had the conflict, I just went out. I quit and things like that, and the rest is history.
Hmm.
But it was not because, oh, I want to make a brand. Let me tell you, let's be. I'm gonna be very honest, and it's because it's you. There's a lot of people that make a cigar a cigar brand probably because they just want to say they have a something. They have a brand,
Right.
and they don't want to mention it, but they really trying to brag about it. Honestly, like that.
Hmm.
I wanted to create the brand because I think it was needed, and it seems that it was needed because how often do you see a cigar brand being so popular like that in less than 3 years?
Oh, exactly. Exactly.
It
I
was
mean,
needed.
look at all the things you've keyed on. I mean, you're getting a different demographic than you would
Exactly.
normally get. The colors pop. The names are
Exactly.
unique. Okay. So, and the whole theme, the
The whole
bird
thing.
theme is great. It's
And it's
absolutely great.
because the thing is, a lot of people, a lot of companies in the cigar industry, they made it because how many competitors they had. And the thing is, I'm a marketing guy, but not before I was a marketing guy, I really like to pay attention to stuff. And they did a lot of brands just to put a name on a brand. I
Mhm.
don't do it that way. I think why I should use that name, that color, why the people will like it, why they will not like it, whatever. So when I create the theme of the birds, it's because it's something that the people must pay attention in something very simple. USA is very animal friendly. You cannot even
Yes.
kill a mosquito, probably. You know what I mean?
True.
All right. What's gonna happen? For example, how many crocodile caiman alligator attacks have we had in Florida, for example?
Oh, we have them all the
What can
time.
you really? And the most of the time, you know that you cannot really kill the alligator because you don't know what's gonna happen. Blah blah blah. Even that, an animal that is gonna attack you, but in one way, you are in his zone. So
Exactly.
I don't want to go to that route. I probably don't agree in everything they say, but you can, I know you understand what I mean.
I do.
So as I know that you guys were very animal friendly, I was just looking for what's the symbol of USA now that you guys are animal friendly, and it's very easy. Very easy. It's the eagle. So the eagle is the strongest bird, but not
Hmm.
the smartest bird. So it catch my attention because I know I needed to play smart in the big dogs game because
Right.
the cigar industry, when you make it, you had a lot of years already on your back that you were doing this. Like there's a lot of things in the cigar industry that you cannot rush.
True.
Even you can have all the millions you want, man. There's a lot of things in the cigar industry that you're not gonna make it, even if you are a millionaire for a Forbes magazine, whatever. And you know there's some companies that they have there's a company that I'm not gonna mention the name right now that the guy was in the Forbes magazine and they pop, but they're not here anymore.
Right.
So it takes time, effort, knowledge, and investment. The investment is always going to be there,
Yep.
but it's gonna take time. Why? You're not selling a product that is a need. You don't need to smoke cigars to survive.
Exactly.
You're selling a luxury thing. And it's less luxury nowadays because the prices are different. Probably the income nowadays is more than before. There's a lot of things involved. The general income. There's a lot of things than before. So that's why I got very to thinking about you know what we need to do the bird at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So that's why we got to all the names. Everything is related to crow, but the finch and the cuckoo. But at the end of the day, I don't need to relate everything to crows because it can be bird, it can be state bird of Pennsylvania, state bird of
Right.
Chicago, or you name it. There's a lot of things that you can pick. You know?
You've left yourself plenty of options.
Exactly, because for example, there's a lot of brands that already made it that, for example, they say Don Chas.
Mhm.
You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
They use the DON.
Right.
That is to say that is the short version to say señor, which is Mr.
Right.
Right? But how many times can you play with Don Chas? You can do Don
Not
Chas,
much.
and then what you're gonna do? Don't. The only route there's only I think there's only two routes you can take, or three maybe. Don Chas, silver edition, gold edition, whatever edition. Then
Platinum.
the Don Chas vintage, Don
Right.
Chas classic, Don Chas, but you gotta keep with the Don Chas. And at the end of the day, there's not a lot of options
No.
that you can take.
No.
But in the case of when you're doing a brand like the way we did it, me and my brother, and the graphic designer, I really need to give credit to him. If a brand does not work, I just get another name related
Right.
to birds,
Mhm.
just like that. So
Yeah.
we thought about what's going to be the best option and the worst scenario. The
Right.
best scenario, the worst scenario. So everything is well thought, and we were not in a rush because we understand how everything gets in place in this industry.
Oh, okay. With the pandemic, have you, how has that impacted your sales? Have you seen a big spike because of the pandemic?
Okay, in the pandemic, I sold almost 3 times what I sold the year before.
Wow.
This year, I sold, well, we still need to get the numbers, but we are double of what we sold last year.
Mhm.
Branding aspect, because I do a
Right.
lot of stuff. I do private labels. I do a lot of things. We really work. All our incomes is not only the brand, because we believe that we cannot put all the eggs in one place.
Okay.
But it helped, but also it's happening like everybody right now. There's a tobacco war.
Right.
There's a tobacco shortness right now.
Mhm.
That's, of course, you got like, we had like what, 6 months or probably 9 months without growing any tobacco, probably a year, some places.
That's
So
a big setback,
you have a shortness.
which it's really going to impact us, what, 3-4 years down the road. We'll start seeing that
It's going to
that
impact a lot
problem.
of things. So now the big guys are going to play the power thing. We have the power, so we're going to buy a lot of things. So the small guys cannot buy, blah, blah, blah. That's a capitalism.
Yeah.
Whatever. Whatever. That's the rules at the end of the day. Yeah, that's all it is, man. That's all it is. That's all it is.
uh, so with everything that you've done so far, what are you most proud of?
Proud? Let me see, because the way I think nowadays is not the way I think when I started, honestly. But I can say, like, I'm very proud that we got to get the brand recognition so fast. It's so fast. Like, whoever tells me I haven't heard about Blackbird, honestly, they're lying.
Right.
Because there's nobody that haven't used Instagram at least for once a year that haven't seen a picture of Blackbird.
Exactly.
A picture of Blackbird or me making a video or whatever. We were like a pandemic in the Instagram.
It's true. It's true.
Bro, it's 100% like that. You cannot tell me
Yeah.
that you don't know Blackbird. Don't tell me that, because if you tell me that, you never have used a smartphone in your life.
Correct.
And that can happen. That can happen. That's fine. But in the era that we live in today, everybody, big guys, old guys, now big brands, old brands, they all use social media.
You
Because
have
that's the
to.
fastest way you can give an information to somebody. The good thing about that is people really supported the brand. I never pay anybody to promote my cigars. I did give away a lot of cigars. That's like everybody in the industry needs to start that
Exactly.
way. Anybody that makes a product in any industry must give a sample. You see it in the pharmacy industry, you see it even if you sell bread, you want Hey, try the bread.
Exactly.
Everybody give a sample, like they need to, because people need to try it. It's a product. So
Absolutely.
so we did all of that, but nowadays we don't give samples like that, because at the end of the day, you cannot do it to like as much as we used to do it through the entire time of the brand. Something else is, the brand must need respect.
Correct.
Like, why do we need to buy a cigar that you can get it for free?
Right. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, why we need a guy to buy a cigar? Not really because we need to be rich. How do you want me to make that cigar back? We need
Right.
to buy tobacco. We need to pay the employees that make that cigar for you.
Hmm.
We need to pay the bills. So every company must have cash flow. And that's
Exactly.
natural of every single company. It's not about, like, if you get rich, something that I never gonna forget from my man Kaufner. We don't think about the money specifically. We believe, like he said one day to me, we were by ourselves at his as his old location, and he told me, bro, the side effect of being successful is money, because there's no other way to measure it.
Right.
Seems like, right. I think that's a very amazing thing that he told me, and I
Hmm.
always remember that, and I follow the same thing that he said. It's gonna come. It's gonna come eventually. I think I need to be worried more about the satisfaction of each customer before I think about the money.
Right.
But I need the cash flow to keep improving, keep making cigars, keep satisfying customers at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's the natural doing it.
Listen, bands and boxes are not free.
Hmm. And the boxes they are a pain in the ass, man.
How are the bands? I've heard other companies complain that it takes a long time to get the bands.
Yeah, honestly, you need to have a good source. Um, but something that you really need to earn in this industry is like the respect.
Sure.
And then most of the time, you get the respect by investing more.
Right.
So it's a shame that they treat you better because you invest more than chats, for example.
Right.
It's a shame because honestly, the way I service my customers is it's not dependent on how much you pay to me or how much you buy from me. I treat you, if you buy $100 from me, if you buy $3 a month from me, I treat you the same.
Yeah.
Why? If we see it on the business side, I don't know if one day you're gonna grow.
Right.
Second, if you have a guy that is buying $3 from you every single month consistently versus a guy that buy from you $100 and probably you're not gonna hear from the guy within a year, you gotta think about that.
Yeah.
That can happen because sometimes you can have a great product, but the guy probably bought more than what's necessary, and then they judge the product.
Hmm. Right. Is
But
that?
when you make the investment, you were very excited about the brand, blah blah blah, and then you shoot yourself,
Yeah.
and then oh oh the brand is not doing well. Oh, the brand is not doing well. Okay,
Right.
that happens.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of B&M owners that they overcommit.
Hmm.
They don't really put it where it needs to be to be seen the right way in the right light.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, as far as when someone's walking into the humidor. Listen, if I walk into the humidor, I'm not looking down at my feet of product. So if it's down on the floor, it's not going to do much good down there. And
Mm,
if it's with out of arm reach, I'm not even looking up there either. Okay. So it's
nah.
basically from my knees to my shoulders. That's where I'm looking. And that's where I'm going to
Mm,
buy the product. And
yeah,
like
yeah,
your
yeah.
boxes, you've got the colors, they pop, the names. You've got it interests somebody. And people do. They all buy with their eyes. We all do. We're all
Oh,
guilty of that.
I always say, you probably heard already because I know you have heard my interviews. People get caught by the eye. They return by the experience, which is the plan. They
Mhm.
stay by the vibe. That's, for example, me, the rep. Why? Something that I got to understand in the industry is that American people take the word support very serious.
Yes.
When you guys gonna support somebody, you support it. But if somebody is a douchebag and even that he has a great product, you're
Right.
not gonna support the guy.
It's
And if you
true.
buy the cigar, you don't want nobody to see that you bought that cigar.
Right.
And I understand that.
Yeah. No, that's true. It's true. There are cigars that I'll smoke that I don't post.
You
And
see?
there's a reason why I do it that way.
You like
You
the
know,
cigar, but maybe you don't like the company, or you don't like the rep, or you don't like the owner.
somebody pissed me off along the way.
Exactly. Something
That's
happened.
exactly it. Exactly. So going back in your life, let's talk about who's been the biggest influence in your life.
Well, my brother is one, because my brother had to, let's say, take care of the family. He was the older, and he was the one that took the decision to, you know what, I need to help my family. I need Jonas to finish college. And he honestly, he's probably the the male person that I respect the more.
Hmm.
That doesn't mean he's always right, but he tried to be right, not because he really wanna brag. He just want you to learn from him, you know.
Right.
But he wants you to learn from him, and he doesn't really want you to have the easy path. He wants you to have the hard path, so you can
Right.
really understand it twice. You can learn it twice. That's the way he is, and just that's the brother that I got. So yeah, that's the guy that I respect, that I can see even that more than my father,
Hmm.
because he's, let's say, the best version of my father. He has a character, but he tried to not be uh not, he tried to not do whatever any of my parents did. But
Okay.
that's fine. At the end of the day, that has to be one of the goals of every son or daughter. Like, I want my kid to be better than me.
Absolutely.
And
That's what, and as parents, that's what we expect.
we as parents, we want that, and we're gonna be happy if that happens.
Hmm. Hey, I only went this far. I want you to go further.
Yeah, I want you to
You know,
be better
always,
than me.
always, always.
Yeah, 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 yeah. 100%, man.
So, tell me a funny story that's happened in your travels in selling the Blackbird name and getting your cigars out there. Let's hear a good funny story. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
What
A funny story.
a story that you tell like every time you're at a party or like, hey guys, remember this?
Mm. But that's a good question. Nobody had asked me the question. Uh, uh, I don't think I got one. Like, maybe that can ring a bell right now.
That's all right.
Going out selling cigars. Uh, I don't know, man. Well, it's funny sometimes when it happened to me back then, when they say, "Oh, maybe we don't have space," but they do have space, and you're looking at it.
Oh, inside the humidors.
For example, I think that's the polite way to say no.
Exactly. I don't
Uh,
have the space right now.
I don't have the
Yeah.
space, but you're looking at it. You're looking
Yeah.
at it.
Listen, I see plenty of garbage on your shelf right now.
What you gonna do? You're gonna say, "I see a space right here." And so, I have done it before just to see the reaction. I don't mind if they say no. I still, yeah, but the things I'm cleaning, blah blah blah. All right, that's fine, man. And
Yeah.
the fun thing, I believe, is funny, not that funny. A lot of people close the door to me, and then a year after, they call me.
Right.
They call
Yeah.
me and the product. But when I visit them, oh, I don't know, because something that I learned not in the industry, but I learned through my life. Before somebody give it to you, you gotta give it to yourself first.
This is true.
Because people give it to you now when you're starting. It's because you win when you made it.
Right.
And that's wrong.
It's
That's
true.
totally wrong.
It's true.
That's totally wrong. If somebody have a great potential business or whatever, and you can support it because you can, not because it's a favor,
Right.
what's the problem about that? Like,
Hey, the way I do things is, I guess it's old school. I was taught that if you can do something for somebody, you do it.
if it doesn't cost you, like, what's the big deal? At the end
Listen,
of the day, I think
being kind does not cost you a cent.
oh, I have friends in the industry that they don't really buy from me that much, or sometimes they don't even buy from me, but they are very nice, and I keep visit them just as a friend.
Right.
At the end of the day, I understand that my brand is not going to do good in every single shop,
Correct.
unless that is going to happen eventually. We can compete in a positive way with Padron.
Yeah.
But how many years Padron has?
They have
I
a
can
very
expect that
long
in
time.
3 years, man.
No,
I can expect
no,
that in 3 years, man. Not even in five, not even in eight,
it's
probably
true.
20 years.
Hell, one of the first rules in sales, it's relationships. People buy
Yeah,
from you. They don't
yeah.
buy anything else. They're buying directly because they like you. Okay.
And,
And you
and,
can
and
have the shittiest product, but if they like you, they're
they
going to
like
try
it,
it.
they support you. And I understand that. Something that I can tell you two things. If you look in my Instagram, what has more views and likes? Me with the cigar,
Mhm.
more than the brand.
Right.
You can look at it. But
Yeah.
something else is, but I probably understand why that happens. Like you cannot even talk to a cigar, right? The
Right.
cigar has only one thing to do: burn for you.
Yeah.
But if you don't puff it, it's not gonna burn.
This is true.
So you need to at the end of the day you gotta do yourself how you do it self-serving self work to make it happen.
Exactly. Yeah.
So something else is I have three companies because at the end of the day, if you don't have any reference or whatever, even that you make everything your own way, you need to have a reference to see what works for so and so and what not. But there's three companies that I believe uh, they are they got my attention, and I want to get some of that in my own way, which is Padron, Drew State, and Fuente. And
Yeah.
if you see those three companies have something that we have something in common more or less. There's a brand persona
Hmm.
like Carlito Fuente
Right.
and Jonathan Drew.
Hmm.
That's me. That's me. That's Jonas in this case. Drew State has funky artworks. They try to get attention one way or another. And you see that we have, the colors, things like that. And we
Right.
look a little urban, right? And the consistency, which is the hardest.
Yeah.
Because you can paint the box the same way, just, but the cigar, man, when you're working against the mother nature, man, wow, sometimes I say, oh my God, you
Yeah.
need to help me, man. Help me.
Yeah.
Help
Exactly.
me. It's not the same. So those are the three companies that I really look up to. Like, let's say, hey, my respect. And I got to understand that we were in the right path when I met Jonathan Drew in January 2019.
Hmm.
And he told me, what's 2000? No, what's 2020? 2020 for the TP.
Okay.
He saw my polo that says Blackbird Cigar. And he looked at me. I was not even paying attention to him. He was looking with somebody else. He looked at the polo. He said, oh, you Blackbird? Yo, bro. You know how he talks, right?
Yeah.
Yo, bro, I like what you're doing, man. The colors and everything. Man, bro, keep doing it, man. And I'm like, wow, I'm in the right path. And then I say, bro, you know what? Let's take a picture.
Yeah.
Thank you for telling me that. He has no need to tell me that.
This is true. This
But
is
I
very true.
like that he did it because he showed me that he's humble.
Yeah.
He's humble.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, he respects when somebody's doing something right.
Yeah, yeah,
And you're very much in that genre of Drew Estate. You've got a very different vibe, just like they do.
yeah.
You know, Fuente's got it, and Padron. They're different animals altogether. I guess we all look at them as the pinnacle of the cigar world.
It's something that I can tell you that I have seen that mistake in Dominican Republic because that's the country that I know the most. Is bro, you need to be unique. You don't need to make a brand or advertise a brand because you want to be accepted. And
Right.
that's a worldwide problem right now. People want to be
Hmm.
accepted. You can see it in the cigar industry. People taking a lot of pictures of cigars because they want somebody else to say, hey, you have a good taste. You have a good palate. because they want to feel that compliment.
Right.
So my brother and I got to understand that uniqueness is it's like a key when you make a cigar brand. That's why I do everything the way I do. I dress the way I dress. How many cigar brands owner rap and make music, for example?
Right.
Not many.
Exactly.
And I can tell you that many of them will never try because they want they will believe like I don't know what they're gonna say if I'm gonna look like a funny guy. Of course, I will understand that Carlito will never do that. He's gonna look like a clown, but he doesn't need to do that at the end of the day.
Right.
He probably don't like it, and we respect that because everybody has something that they like. But probably you are a guy that make good cigars, but baby, you are very good at drawing and
Yeah.
art,
Hmm.
and you don't do it because you don't know what they're gonna say to you.
Right.
Bro, you know what? Some people's gonna say, "Oh, you're doing a shitty work," but there's a few that they're gonna say, "I like what you do.
Right.
I like what you're doing." You gotta pick that over the negative stuff.
Hmm.
That's the way it is, and I had to understand that. So I don't really care what they say about me, honestly, and not even even less when you see the numbers going up. Like whatever you say, bro, I'm gonna keep doing
Exactly.
what I want,
Exactly.
and
No,
that
no,
keep
but
me
that's
happy.
that's one of the nice, unique things about you. Yeah, you do rap.
Yeah,
So
I have a
what?
song pretty much every month. I drop a song, a video, and everything because I always wanted to do that. It's another way also to promote the cigars. You know, cigars
True.
is very hard to promote, but when you're making a music video and you do product placement,
That's right.
instead of you seeing
There goes that marketing again.
exactly instead of you seeing Ciroc or Ace of a Spade from JC or
Right.
so and so brand app or whatever, you're gonna see my Blackbird cigar in my music video.
Yeah. Now, where can people go see your videos?
In YouTube. And my name is Jontana
Okay.
RD from Dominican Republic. Jontana RD. They can see in the YouTube video, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere. But it's something that I really wanted to do it, and I really wanted to make it happen. I enjoy it. I don't. I'm not a guy that is gonna be working just to see numbers because that's so boring, man.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I need to have some enjoyment in this.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Me,
Yeah.
I sing. I sing as well.
I never heard you
But
sing.
but I'm like a Frank Sinatra. I'm a crooner.
Okay, that's good.
So
That's
yeah, so
art.
that's what I do. So we'll have to get together. We'll have to do some kind of rap croon type of thing.
Yeah, man, I have everything. I record right here. Right here, I record, man. I was recording a song before you text me.
Okay. So
I'm
you're in high
always recording.
your office is in Hialeah, right?
Yeah, yeah. The
All
warehouse
right.
is here in LA, yeah.
All right. I'm down in Medley. I work down in Medley. So
Okay.
I'll give you a
No, you
call.
know what? You know what? If you have time next week, let's have a cigar, have a drink, come here. Let's joke around a little bit. It doesn't need to be 3, 4 hours. You can come for an hour, 2 hours. So you can come here for the lunchtime. You are very welcome, man, all the time.
I appreciate that. I really do. And yeah, I'll stop by. We'll have some fun and we'll do some recording.
Maybe, yeah, yeah. You never know.
uh, uh, um, I think I don't want to take too much more of your time, but let's just talk about what's happening in the future with Blackbird. What have you got
Okay.
coming up?
Well, more.
Shows, cigars, whatever projects?
Well, the cigar as the core line, we are really looking for. We are working on making the cigar, or having the cigar always on point. Let me tell you, we have get a lot of exposure and let's say fame. But when that happened with the half wheel stuff, he got me thinking. He got me thinking about maybe he didn't like it. A lot of people did. A lot of people even did a lot of stuff saying F half wheel, whatever, whatever. But even that I know we make good cigars, it's not enough. We gotta make
Mhm.
it better. And I'm not gonna take any negative just to be mad. I need to
Right,
take every negative to see if I can improve. Unless that negative thing that is telling you it doesn't make any sense.
right.
But you know what? We need to improve anything we make. Then we're gonna do. And something that got me to learn is I'm gonna even be slower in my process to make sure that everything is on point.
Mhm.
So when somebody tell me something negative, I can say, I think you're totally wrong
Right.
because we did this, and this. So I don't mind what you say. I know what I did. So we're gonna pay more attention to everything. I'm not saying that it's totally true whatever he say, because at the end of the day, I have been in many shops that I have seen padrones in Ziploc bags from the cigar shop owner saying, "Hey, I need to tell this to padron." So don't tell me
Right.
that because it's Blackbird and it's newer than padron, I'm have a big problem. Everybody that plays with the mother nature will have a problem.
It's a handmade product. There are going to be issues. Listen, every I buy a 10 count. I'm already expecting at least one to be bad. Sometimes it's more than one, but typically one or two, and that's a lot. Typically, I never have any fun. I'll tell you this: I've smoked, I think, every single one of your brands, every single one of your lines, except for the new one is Hawk, correct?
And the newest was the hug, yeah.
The new one's a Hawk. That one I haven't tried yet, but I have smoked everything else. The Crow more so because that is my favorite.
That's
Um,
fine.
but the burn, the smoke output, the flavor profile, everything about the experience it gave me nothing but pleasure. So I was extremely happy with every single one that I've tried. And I was very impressed. I really was. And I'm not going to be here to blow smoke up your ass. Okay. I am going to tell you the truth.
I
Um,
want you to tell me the truth also.
exactly. And I've enjoyed your cigars. And that's why, I'll smoke them because they do exactly what I expect them to do. And I expect the cigar to burn well. I expect a pretty good burn, a pretty even burn all the way throughout. I don't expect to relight it 5, 6, 7 times,
No,
which drives me insane. After the fourth,
no.
fifth time, I toss it. I go for another one.
But there's
Um,
something, Chaz, that I learned, or let's say I remember, or it remind me. The higher the price to anything you purchase in your life, the higher the expectation.
true.
How many times you're gonna be pissed if a Burger King or McDonald's burger it was not that good? You're gonna be mad for $7?
Not really. No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and if you go to another restaurant that is gonna cost you the plate, I don't know, $80,
Hmm.
you're gonna be like this. If they don't give me what they say, even that is good, but it's not
Yeah.
what they say,
Yeah.
you're gonna judge them.
I go to
So
NYY Steakhouse. That steak better be on point.
exactly. So the macaw is 16. It was $16 before taxes.
Right.
You gotta expect uh like everything on point. So the next time I do a limited edition, it's gonna be on point. Every single cigar will be tested. Every single cigar is gonna pass more than 300 hands. Everything. So when somebody tell me something, I know, oh, it's not me. Your humidor was not right.
Right.
You probably let it fail, and that's why it broke the wrapper. You probably did so and so because I'm gonna take all of the necessary procedures to make that limited edition the way it has to be. Even though
Uh,
a lot of people text me that was a very good cigar, but it is what it is.
Once,
Tell me.
once I buy the object, once I buy the cigar, okay, it's my job to make sure they're properly humidified. It's my job to make sure I properly light it. It's
Exactly.
my job to properly smoke it, not smoke it too
Mhm.
slowly or too quickly. Okay, because that's when the tobacco starts expanding too rapidly, leads to cracked wrapper. And it's on the onus of the cigar smoker themselves to make
Mhm.
sure they're doing their part right. Because cigar is not a magic, it's not a
And,
magic
and,
cigar.
and not every shop is properly humidified.
Oh, I know. I know.
That's something we that make cigars, we always have that in mind. The people that really have the knowledge will know that not every single shop is properly humidified on their humidor.
I just bought cigars online.
Mhm.
I got 2 boxes, one box, and I looked at the dates on the back and they were pretty old, which I was kind of surprised, on the dates. So I'm going, that's great. So they've got some age on them. I open up, I open it up and I'm seeing all these little black spots and I start inspecting. It's got holes,
Mm.
beetles, tobacco beetles.
It is.
Yeah. Now, I know the manufacturer. I know he does his part. I know that for fact. I've seen the whole operation. He does his part. These cigars probably were not stored properly. In fact, I can almost guarantee they weren't stored properly.
Mhm.
And you get the humidity where it's too high, because every cigar pretty much has tobacco beetles.
The
It's
humidity,
whether they're dormant or they're alive, and that's
if
really
the
based on humidity.
that's the thing. So if the humidity is too high, it can get mold, right?
You get mold,
If it's not too, if it's too down, you can get the beetles.
right?
So, and if it's too hot or whatever, because the hotter is so the beetles can come. So at the end of the day, there's always gonna be a risk, even if I take all the procedures, there's always gonna be a risk.
Yeah,
But if I do my part, I can feel, I can go to sleep very happy, and that don't affect me because I do my part.
right.
But I'm gonna do my part within the human being can be capable of doing it. I'm not gonna do a
Exactly.
magic.
Exactly. Listen, you put out a good product. You really do. You put, I shouldn't say good. It's a great product.
Thank you.
Um, and you just go out there and enjoy it. Try it. And too many people get stuck in just smoking a specific core line. I mean, I like to try a lot of different things. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have my go-tos. Okay. And they're fairly consistent, but I love to try new cigars, love to try new things. Because you know what? That's the only way you're going to expand as a cigar smoker. It's the only way you're going to build your palate.
Yeah.
Because, after all these
100%.
years, I'm still learning my palate, and my palate's changed over the
Yeah, man.
years, you
100%.
know? And somebody, I was at a doctor's office, asked me the other day, how many cigars you smoke a month? And I'm going, oh, God, at least 60. And he looked at me, he goes, really? And I said, that's probably I'm being conservative. It's probably more, but I'm going to say 60. Which when I said, I go, damn, that's a lot of cigars.
Yeah, it's a lot of cigars. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like 2 boxes or 3 boxes a month.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
bro.
not that. I've seen people that smoke more.
I know. No, listen, I got some friends, they smoke 8, 9 cigars a day. I
If
can't
they
do that.
like it, if they
Yeah, no, they
like it,
love it.
it's
They
fine.
love it. And they're good at it, man. I'll tell you. But
Yeah,
I can't. My palate's gone after about 3 or 4.
me too.
Yeah, I'm just basically, I'm just smoking to smoke. That's all I'm doing.
Just blowing up smoke.
And to me, it's not fun at that point. I
Exactly.
want to taste what I'm smoking,
Me too.
And when we all go to conventions and stuff like that with our friends, yeah, we're burning. It's like, how many did you smoke today? I had 11. Can't taste anything anymore, but I had 11.
Yeah,
Um,
of course, man.
but
But
I want to wrap up. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day for me, time out of your evening, actually. Um, and really just, coming on the show. Again, really appreciate it. I'll definitely give you a call next week. I'll stop by, and
of course, man.
we'll have a good time.
It's all my
But
pleasure, man.
I
You're my
wish you
friend.
nothing but continued success in what you're doing. And it's great having you as a friend.
Man, God bless you, brother. See you next week, man.
See you next time. Take care, Jonas.
Take care, my brother.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.